How do you get over the fear of someone possibly reading your journal? I'm going to give you a few solutions and then I'll tell you a story because that's who I am. Okay. So you can come up with a code and then throw away the key because somebody's read my journal before and I have like a fear of it. I write to my descendants. I'm like, listen, don't be judging me. Keep reading the story. Okay. We all go through anger and sadness and confusion. And sometimes we're wrong about things. So if that's your fear too, that someone's going to read this and they're going to see that you were wrong or you were stupid or you made some terrible decision or whatever it is. Everybody goes through that. Everybody makes dumb decisions. Give them something to read. Sometimes I lie. Okay. For instance, on April Fool's, I wrote a whole thing. And then at the end, I wrote April Fool's. Now, I don't know who's going to read that, but I know I knew it was a joke. Okay. It might lead whoever's reading my journal to question everything that I'm writing. Okay. I had that fear and it was actually reality for me. My first diary, Spice Girls Darling, okay, was broken into and I got in so much trouble by these two little sentences I said when I was 8 that really got the trauma. Okay. And then around the time I was like 15 or 16 and I was writing like teenagers do. And I listed all the guys that I thought were so hot at my high school and I ranked them. Okay. One day I got out the shower and I noticed that my dresser drawer was like open and my journal was sitting like slant, kind of like on my dresser. And I was like, that's weird. Like, and I was like, oh my goodness, my dad read my journal. And he sure did, girl. He came in and he let me know about myself. And I had this crush on this guy and I had straightened my hair, but I had used a lot of grease. And girl, I thought I was Beyonce. It catered to you. Okay, I was slicking that thing back. But anyway, I got off the bus and he had put his arm around me, but I couldn't tell if he was high or not. And I wrote that and my dad was like, so I was afraid of my journal being read. So what I did was I came up with a code. I came up with a character for every letter of the alphabet, but I didn't stop there. I came up with symbols for sounds, SH, CH, and I knew that the only two words in the English language that were just one letter were A and I. So I would not leave those letters by themselves. I'd smack them together with other words. And sometimes at the end of my words, I would take that last letter and smack it with another word. Or I would take that last letter and leave it by itself. That way, if they did try to decode my journal, they'd have to start all over again because it was not A and it was not I. And if I can find, I know I have like one sheet of paper from that. And if I can find that, I will show it to you. But to this day, I have not been able to crack that code. So you can do that. The biggest one is not to let that stop you from actually writing and journaling.